the poke at the choke, because that heavily gives an advantage to the defensive side, because that's what they want, and that just allows you to build up an ultimate, and then ultimate's built, and then it just makes it that much easier to defend.
That makes Reinhardt's shield that much stronger.
We are,
Oh, yeah.
I believe, live, so everything you guys are saying right now, I believe, is live.
Is the bar moving for the sound?
We are,
Oh, yeah.
I believe, live, so everything.
All right, welcome everybody to the official Season 2 draft of the Baddy Overwatch League. Hi, my name is Utek. With me is 30, Crystallize and Cruise Master.
Hello.
What's going on?
Yep.
And so it looks like we will be getting into the draft soon, but as we were saying, it's pretty exciting to see. This is second season that we got going on here, and of course with the some of the returning champs from Blue Eyes White Bastion, they have a legacy to try to build up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, legacy that I hope to carry on. I won the Counter-Strike League that we had a while back as well, so looking to make it 3 out of 3 for first-person shooters. Yeah.
30, and knowing your history and knowing your affinity for all those FPS games, you know, I'm rooting for you. Whoever you get, so who's ever drafting 30, watch out.
30 is kind of a big deal around here, really.
Well, we actually have a bigger deal according to Swift, and I will have, as you guys can see on the stream, I'll have Swift's power rankings, and there's a new badass on the block here. His name's Chromatic. I'm sure some people have played with him. Higher ranked than me, arguably better player. We'll see what happens here. It'd be sweet if we were on the same team, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Thinking this is a money draft, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, like, cause what was it? The first season was, you know, it's like person picks, and then it's just kind of went down from there. But I think definitely with, you know, the game being out a little bit longer comparative to season 1, I think we're definitely going to see like some stories play out. I mean, definitely I think there's going to be a rivalry between you 30 and also Chromatic. But I think it's going to be like, is it going to be one of those things where the top 4 people getting picked first? So if you look at the rankings, you have Chromatic 30, Ball is Sexy, and Salvo for the drunk Swift ratings, and then but if we're looking at raw score, we have we'll have Chromatic 30, PK Thrifty, and Marias.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think of that?
Chromatic
30, PK Thrifty, and
I'm actually gonna pull up, see if we have the season 1.
if you can get the season 1. But I definitely think one of the biggest things that is going to happen, especially with this season, is probably going to be the shot calling, and see if you can try to get a good solid offensive person for your buy, like especially for your money, especially someone who's very good with the accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, I comment on DPS players. It appears just going off of what everyone said for their preferred heroes. I know there's probably, like, for me, I listing 3 heroes for me seems irrelevant. I guess I can play so many more, but from what I could see, there's very few DPS players. So I think having a really good DPS player in the team is going to go a really long way. Having like one really good, solid mechanical player who can play that McCree, who can play the Reaper, maybe Soldier 76 after if buffs come through on PTR, even the occasional Pharah, throwing in some Pharmacy, Pharah plus Mercy combos too on certain maps. I think that would go a really long way. There seems to be a lot of overabundance on tank players, so maybe deprioritize on that. So
I mean, the meta was triple tank, triple support at the upper rankings for a while, so I don't know. Maybe that'll influence things.
That's kind of why Reaper has been so prominent in the meta as of late, just because it's basically if you can play Reaper, you can play DPS because Reaper will just be a solid pickup for any game that you have.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple of
King's already
listed
got 2
Reaper
players.
mains, but not very many. Only about 3 or 4 that even pick them on their characters, really.
Yeah.
If you think about it again, these are the top 3 people that they think they have. You know, some of these players, I can definitely see being very flexible in what they do. If you think about it, it's still only the second season of the BOWL, the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think they have time to really kind of fine tune what they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm gonna see if these guys are ready, and we can start this bad boy up.
So who has the first pick, or who has the first draft? All right, I don't know what the order is, but I'm just gonna say 3, 2, 4, 1, and want to do that, or are you making something there?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was gonna say 3, 2, 4, 1. So I don't know if you want to do what you have already, or if you want to go with what I have.
Wait, you just randomize?
Oh, I just said numbers. So if we go
Oh.
with what I say, it'd be Swift, Jim, Zed, then Tree.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right.
Wait, so Swift, Jim.
All right. So the order is Swift, Jim, Zed, and then Tree. All right. Hopefully, we'll get Mr. AGS0 and his opening with Chromatic.
He just starts that
would
shit.
have thought?
He didn't wait for the
He-
moderator. Penalized. This pick's
That's
taken away. He goes straight to Dirty Steam. All right, this guys, literally okay. Over or under $10? Start. What do you guys think?
I think,
I
it's
think we
definitely
see
gonna be
over.
over.
Oh, you think
because
over
if you-
$10?
I'm going under. It's a 6-man team, so I'm
But
going
at
under.
the same time,
The smart
like,
move is under.
Yeah, the smart move is. But here's the thing: is how badly do you want Chromatic?
The hype following Chromatic right now amongst some of these players is very high. I
mean,
definitely think an
yes.
over 10 here.
Yes,
I
you want
watched him
Chromatic.
play Widowmaker earlier today, and I think I saw him land like one body shot, and the rest were just whiz. I don't know.
But you have to think he's not going to be playing Widowmaker.
Cruz,
He
are
might
you
be playing
saying
Widowmaker.
are you saying the hype is just not real for Chromatic?
I'm saying the hype might be real.
No, if anyone with a brain here, you want Chromatic on your team. This
and
seriously,
we're
this guy's a
already
monster.
at 750. We're at 8
Yeah.
right
Oh,
now.
this is going so fast.
this
Holy
is-
shit.
It's gonna definitely be one of those things where if this reaches past $10, it's gonna be on the Goon Squad. That's what it's gonna be.
I believe earlier Swift asked Chromatic in easy terms how many Krillins could he carry.
That
And
is true.
I think I can't remember his answer, but I think
Chromatic-
it was
Chromatic was not very confident in how many Krillins he can carry. He had all of these different stipulations of what role is Krillin playing, Does he get a Piccolo? It was all these different. He just didn't seem very confident in his ability to carry an entire team.
Yeah.
Does that really say too much about the hype? I don't think so.
But at the same time, all they have to do is just form a death ball and then just a protective ball and then let Chromatic do his little thing on the side.
Do we see the 5 Reinhardts and Chromatic behind them going and pushing each point?
We can't have 5 Reinhardt, sadly, in this league.
Nope.
Well,
it'll because for competitive it'll just be 1 hero per person per side.
Okay, all right.
I guess. Did I say that right? But I mean, he's already gone to jumped up to 925. Like, all right, are you gonna win, Cruz? And Swift comes in with the going up to 950.
Well, let's put it this way: Cruz did not win against Chromatic earlier, so I don't see him winning here.
I did get a Reinhardt charge kill on Swift, though.
But at the same time, like
970.
Oh, 975. If he hits that $10 mark, man, he's some serious stuff right there.
Like 10.
Jim Bone going with the 10. Woo! Jimmy,
Wow.
You really, really want Chromatic, and I don't know how many Krillins he can carry at this point. Now I'm getting a little. Now my knees are getting a little weak.
All right, they need 5 more players at least, and they'll have less than $10 to do so.
Yeah, and especially with that, you're definitely going to be getting more of the people on the lower end. But I mean, you could take your chances with some of the people who are unranked, and I mean that can be a factor. Oh, and it looks like Chromatic gets sold to Zeticus for 1025. Put that on the chart. So overall, what do you guys think? Was that a good choice to really invest that much money?
We'll have to wait and see, because this is still we're only a couple months into the game of Overwatch being out. So there's still a lot of room for all of these players to improve over the course of the season. But it's still going to depend on the rest of us.
So, like, especially with all that money being used, and if you look at who do we have that is not ranked? You have Think Twice, Lou Martyr, Splinter, Muffin, Shooter Die, Michirugi, and Manlord the Miracle Maker, or Miracle Man. What do you try to, put your eggs in that basket just to try to, maybe you'll get something good out of it? Like, what's your thought process on that?
Mm-hmm.
I think there are plenty of freebies available towards the lower ends of the rankings, the unranked players that you can pick up for cheap that, they might surprise you. They may have some mechanics. They may be able to work well with your team. You never know.
I mean, who knows?
I mean, I can see a lot of those mid-ranked players going for a couple dollars. Like, you can get a lot of the bargain bin picks. Like, especially if you pick someone that the other people don't necessarily want, or if you pick a role that all the other teams have, you can get a lot of good deals. So Zeticus still isn't in the worst position. Just has to play it smart now.
Now, here's the thing: is how many people has Swift, downplayed in his power rankings, kind of, allow some of them to kind of sneak on in.
I mean, if you look at the power rankings, you'll base a lot of it off of the current rating. Like, Chromatic is definitely at the top. He's hands above the rest. You'll also notice everyone that he's played with is in the top half usually. Like, most of the people that he doesn't play with, he is on towards the lower end. It's just his personal opinion, so it's just how much do you trust.
All right, and it looks like we have the big starting for Marias, jumping all the way up to 325. And it looks like, yeah, we're going straight for, the basically the third highest ranked person. And, like playing with Marias, he's no one to, scoff at. He's pretty good in his own right.
He's the second highest tank or DPS player, sorry.
Yeah, after Chromatic. So yeah, no, like he definitely Marias can go if they can get him for less than I'd say $5, especially since it's this early. Some like that'd be a good deal, I'd say, just for the stats that he's showing.
Swift getting a little impatient, maybe.
Not wanting
already
anyone to
tilted.
just. I'm pretty sure he wants everyone at this point, since he wasn't able to get Chromatic. He wants everyone just to spend all their money so he can get his B team. Looks like Marias is currently at 6 for Jim. 625. I think Swift's having a little bit of a temper tantrum. What's going on with that?
I don't know, man.
I mean, didn't they fix that in Overwatch? Don't they have like a filter for that sort of stuff?
Yeah, they do. They do.
They do, and we experienced that earlier in a game that included both Swift and Zed not too long ago, actually.
I mean, isn't it his nap time right about now?
Perhaps the salt is carrying over from the game against Cruisemaster and his just shit tier team of, what was it, 5 Symmetras and a Torbjorn?
2 Symmetras, 2 Annas, and 2 Torbs.
There you go.
Hey man, if that shit works and you can't get past that, I think that says something
We were on
about
the
how you
offense.
are as a player.
They were offensive.
Yeah, that was a detail that I left out, as that was their attacking team, and frankly, I don't blame anyone who's salty after that. So if it carried over, I can't blame Swift one bit.
All right, and as we've been talking, Marias has jumped up to 8 right now. I don't know about this. Like 825. He's. Do you guys think he's? I mean, granted, he's the top third person, or he's the third, so I guess it's very valid for how much money he's going for. But they're going to be putting a lot of money on these top people.
Are we a little bit surprised that so much money is going out so early? I mean, this is definitely a strategy.
This is a shooter. Like, it's not as like heavy-handed as CS:GO, where one person can just like carry an entire team, but it's still a shooter where the skill matters a great deal more,
But if you think
especially on
about
those
it,
DPS players.
I know like you have a huge emphasis on the DPS, but at the same time, it still is very much a team game.
Yes.
And like one pick up here and there can definitely sway the game. But if you have like good synergy with your team and good shot calling, I think that's probably going to be one of the unsung heroes of this season.
As it is for every season, the shot caller and team comps and people that know the meta and just how things work are always going to be.
Blab requesting to highlight the active bid, if we can possibly do that.
The active, the person
In
that's
the
Whoever they're
available
bidding
players.
on. Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to just like
I do have
highlight that.
the power rankings here, but I can do it on the available players too. So, all right, cool. So that got sold to.
So, yep.
Jess. Yep.
It looks like Marias was sold for $9. Cheers to that, boys.
It is impressive. So going off of what Cruz says, what kind of information on shot callers do we have? Who is a great shot caller in this league, and who can we put a lot of value onto with that? Do we even know?
The number 2 on the power rankings.
Yeah,
Panel
definitely 30 is someone even in league and anything else has natural born leadership qualities. Captains wise, I know Swift usually has a booming voice, and so that usually carries. Who else? Who else do we have?
I mean, TK50 in league is someone who might be a commanding voice on the team. I'm not sure how much he follows competitive and macro oriented Overwatch. So,
as far as I'm aware, he's not as into Overwatch as he was in League in time. Like his level like indicates that compared to everyone else right now.
But I mean, he is technically a huge May one-shot, one-trick. But I mean, still having someone who can play May to that level is still someone who's going to be an asset to a team, especially like look at defense on Hanamura, especially some attacking. Definitely if you have like a dive comp, May is definitely a good help against that.
Yep. And Zed brings up 30. He doesn't beat around the bush. He just starts it at $5.50. And he's already up to 9.
Now it looks like 30. Yeah, 30 is all the way up to 9 already. Wow.
I believe 30 will have. Personally, I think 30 will have more impact on a team
than who?
Than Chromatic.
How so, man?
Just because he has this influence. I was on his team last season. And won champions. And he was just everywhere. He was on the Diva. He was like thinking up all these like team comps and points and stuff that like made it work.
I agree with your statements, Cruise Master. What? Oh, hot 100.
Oh, looks
taking
like we've
everyone
to
and
10.
then an extra $20.
So it looks like Jimbone really wants to get 30 on his team. Really wants to get that shot calling experience, and definitely wants that flexibility of whoever 30 can bring to the table. It looks like so far no one's actually contesting it. Come out of nowhere.
So right now we're really in. Basically, the strategy is just building your foundation. They're spending these high dollars to get some of these foundation players. We've seen the strategy in the League SBL. Does it work out? Can you just start going for lower bids on all these other players and fill in the rest of the spots?
I mean, it's typically a gamble most of the time. Like, seasons ago, Wes went for, I believe, like a record high amount in the league. And then he got last place. Couldn't carry his team.
Yeah.
Will that carry over here? I don't know.
I mean, part of me wants to say, like, there's arguments definitely for both sides. Definitely you could make the argument, if you have someone who's that good, they'll be able, maybe if they have a good, coaching aspect to them, they can kind of, get the team up to a certain level. Or, at the same time, it's like, are they not going to put that much time and effort into the league? And are they just going to be, brought down by the lowest denominator? It looks like Tree is picking Salvo. Salvo is definitely a good pickup, especially with that Reinhardt. He definitely likes to go man mode. And I'm sure it's only getting that much better with Anna Reinhardt combo with the nano boost. Ooh.
Salvo is the one who introduced me to the SBL, and even with that being said, being his friend for quite some time, I've only played a total of maybe 4 to 5 games with him. And I will say that even in that short period of time, I can see that he is the most aggressive Overwatch player I've ever seen in my life. He is Reinhardt shielding up, blocking them into their spawn on
Reinhardt shielding up? That doesn't sound like the Salvo right now.
Or charging in.
Only until the charge CD comes off of cooldown, and he can charge back into their base.
Oh yeah, but especially that can be a good thing because you definitely want to be making space for your team. Like that can be a huge thing. It's a lot about territory and what you can control.
See, this should be almost uncontested to Tree if he's willing to spend as much as everyone else has on their first player.
But at the same time, is Swift trying to bait Tree into, paying more money into this? And is Tree going to take the bait? That's the big question here.
If Swift allows Tree to get Salvo for anything under about $7, Tree really gets away with a very good deal here. I think he will try to bait him, and he'll try to bring him up as high as he possibly can, without getting himself screwed over in the long run.
But I mean, at the same time, is Salvo gonna be able to work well with others, or is he just gonna kind of go on his own solo rampage? I mean, not that a solo rampage can't be bad, but especially when you get into more, 6-stack, team composition. Let's work as a team, group up, go left or right. Is that going to be a liability?
It definitely can be, especially early on when we're unsure of team synergy, when we're just starting out in practice in the early weeks of it. It definitely can be a very big detriment because, like it's already been mentioned several times, this is team game, team coordination. It's very important, and we're not saying that Salvo doesn't have team coordination, but he definitely will go off and stray a little bit.
And if you look at the Twitch chat, if Salvo would have went over $9 on that, yeah, someone would have been fucked. Definitely been fucked. So now we're on the second round of everything, and we got looks like HAS Zero has the board, and he's gonna go for Thrifty. So now that we have very first players for all the teams, we have Chromatic 30. Trying to read everybody here. Chromatic 30. I can't even remember everybody already. Man, I'm bad at this. Marias and Salvo.
And Swift brings up his second pick, a Thrifty, is the May 1 trick. He has more time on May than his next 5 champions combined.
It's already going up to $2. So is he going to try to get a good deal out of getting Thrifty on his team?
Now, the exception is Tree, only spending $6, but with all the other drafters spending a pretty high amount, this is where the strategy really comes in. And I think we start seeing some mind games here.
This is definitely where I agree with you. This is definitely where the fun part of the draft is definitely going to be coming in. We got slowly inching up, 325, 350, 375. How high do you guys think is actually going to go?
I mean, he does have one of the highest peak ratings, but he hasn't played nearly as much as some of the other people in this league, and most all of his time is on May. If he can expand his champion pool, like is kind of mentioned in Swift Power Rankings, a great asset, as well as learning the maps, and he is the shot caller in League, and if he can pick up enough about the Overwatch meta, he might be able to do that here too. So he's not a 30, but he could be.
I mean, especially kind of moving forward with that, is able to pick up a lot of things really, really fast, and I think that's why since all these guys know who Thrifty is and they know what he's capable of, I think that's why they're putting so much money into it. But is he at this point? Is he really worth $5? That's if you think about it, almost everyone spent $9 or $10 for their first person, and this is already going up to $5.25. That's half of your remaining pool of money, if not more. That's, in my mind, that's really, really going foolhardy, because you're just gonna get maybe 2 other good people, maybe including yourself, and you might get a few wild cards in there that might not work out for your team.
It's similar to what Cruz said about Thrifty, where you're really gambling here because there is a chance that he will be able to pick up the meta and he'll be able to still have that commanding leadership that he does in League of Legends. And as long as he gets the knowledge of the meta of Overwatch, he can easily translate that over into being a great leader and shot caller. But if he doesn't have the dedication, if he doesn't have that knowledge transfer over, I mean, that's a lot to spend on a May 1 trick.
And looks like TK Thrifty is sold for 525 to Tree. And
Now we know May
with that,
one trick is worth 525. Everybody.
yeah,
That's the best.
525 may win
We
trick.
have benchmarks here. If you
And it
know
looks-
only
but it-
one hero, you're worth 525 apparently.
Apparently, I mean, if you
Yeah.
get that good with one thing.
One hero at a platinum level, 525.
Yep.
The real question is, how much are you worth if you can't play anything?
Savage, mate. Savage. But at the same time, that wasn't that bad of a pickup for Tree because he only spent how much? $6 on Salvo?
Yep.
So he still has a good chunk of change. But going on to the next pick, we have T-Mic. And he's now up to 275. Now, I don't know if you guys played with T-Mic before, but he's actually a pretty good player in his own right. Like, if you look at his picks, definitely a support player.
I believe he played Lucio 9 games out of 10 in the last Overwatch League.
Yeah, me and Cruz played with him. He is a very, very, very solid support player, willing to adapt and play with the team at any cost. So.
Oh yeah, and especially like since Lucio is such an integral part to any team composition.
Right. I don't see Lucio fading out of the meta anytime soon.
They keep nerfing him, but he's still relevant.
Yeah, he's just that good. It's just like.
Oh yeah, especially with that speed boost, because that definitely helps you against the poke at the choke thing or tendency that happens. Because like if you look at Hanamura, like the attack side of Hanamura, like the biggest thing you want to do with Lucio is you don't want to use your speed boost at the very beginning. You want to use it right when you get to that choke, so you can just kind of run right through him.
He has that ultimate that is great for offense and defensive pushes. Swain. And the moves.
I mean, like, you can't go wrong with the Lucio main. Like, you cannot go wrong with that. And it looks like our captains, our drafters, are agreeing with us. They're already going up to 475 for T-Mic. And it looks like T-Mic's currently at 475 to AJS 0, and that's not a bad pickup by all means. I mean, if you think about it, Swift has the shot calling from himself because he is a good shot caller in his own right. He has Marias, who may not be like chromatic in terms of stats, but Marias can still pull out, a very, very good amount of DPS. And if he gets that, that'd be really good. And looks like actually switching over to Jimbone. I'm even sure if that goes over to 30's team, 30's not going to be mad. Jim's not going to be mad. Everyone's going to be happy at the end. And it looks like T-Mic is sold to Jimbone. And I think that's going to really help gather a lot of needed synergy. Now all they need to do is maybe get a tank or two, and they'll be golden.
Yeah, I like that pickup. He's going off last season results, looking at the synergy there. Happens all the time in SBL drafts too. Owners will see player combinations, and if they've done well in the past, they'll try to pick them up the next season. So, yeah.
So you have Jimbone, and Jimbone's a tank player. You have 30, who's mostly played tank last season. And then you have your tank players and that support or flex pick there. Like a really solid start to a team, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think one person who I haven't seen being drafted yet that I'm kind of surprised is Ball of Sexy. Like, if you remember from last season, Ball of Sexy was able to pull out a lot of damage and a lot of threat, especially on Reaper, McCree, and like I know he has down Zarya, Hanzo, and Lucio as his big picks, but he can still bring it, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's I would love to have that guy on my team, but I guess let's talk about the pick at hand here, and it's Blabooer entering his rookie debut season here because he wasn't into Overwatch when we did the last season, so yeah. I think he might have bought it just like a little bit too late, but he was definitely interested, and I know talking to him recently, he plays a lot of it nowadays, and he's really into it. So
yeah, I mean, like the one time I really got to play with him was when we were doing Team Swain for one of the LAN events, and he played a lot of. He was basically a Roadhog main. At least that's what I remember him doing. But it seems like even Roadhog main or whatever he's doing, he seems to be getting up to $5, $5.25 for Blabooer. So they see a lot of potential in what he's doing.
They really are throwing some cash out there pretty early on, and hopefully it works out when they get to the lower ends. But Blab going for at least 550 already, 525.
And it looks like, yep. So it looks like Zed's going for the tiebreaker at 525. Having Blab, who can definitely be either a flex pick, a tank, or like someone who can get those impact frags, especially with chromatic, that can be a deadly combination. And it looks like Blab is going to go over to Zed for 525, and that's going to take up a good chunk of change from Zed's coffers, because he already paid 1025 for chromatic. But now he's paying 525 for Blabooer. That's gonna put him to less than he's gonna have 450 left in his bank. How is he gonna really round out his team now? Is he gonna have to like go into the lower rankings early?
I think he's going to have to utilize what he has left and really try to spend almost the rest of his reserve on getting one more solid player and then going down into the lower rankings. But the question is the other drafters deny that? If he starts getting to the lower rankings so early, he still has 4 spots to fill.
Right. Cruz on the clock here. Looks like
It looks like he's already jumping up to 125, 150. Definitely seeing what well, Cruz, you're the man here. What do you normally play?
Thanks.
Don't be shy. Give us your secrets, Cruz.
Yeah, no. Give us your secrets so we know how to beat you.
Play Zarya, and then have your allies jump off cliffs so you have full charge, and then you just put a laser beam to the end.
Is that actually a strategy?
Sure.
I mean, I guess that can definitely work, because if you think about it, Zarya is definitely a huge snowball pick. Although I know they will be nerfing her in the future to have it be where each charge can only get you 40, or each shield can only get you 40%. So you have to actually do 3 well-timed shields. But definitely, it looks like you're definitely a flex pick. You can definitely go with the tank. You can definitely go with the support. All in all, you're a good grab. You're a good catch over there, Cruz.
I hate to not shit talk Cruisemaster, but playing on his team in League, playing on his team in quick matches in Overwatch, he has the potential of being a very strong player to your team. Like, he's easygoing, he doesn't go full tilt, he can stay in the game even if he's behind, and that translates over to Overwatch really well. He's not just going to be running around doing nothing with the Zarya ults, he's going to actually be making plays, I think.
But here's the bigger thing. If Swift gets you, is the curse real?
I was on his. Me and Swift won it last season.
Oh.
Yep. The breaking the curse that only stays in League apparently.
Oh yeah, so. that's only a League curse. That can be a big thing, especially since Swift. One thing that Swift has is he has networking at his side. Like he kind of knows who who he wants on his team already. And he definitely is going to try to go after those people. You're that charismatic, you just have a way. It looks like Swift's on the clock again. Picking up Cruz for 425. How much money does he have left?
He has second most, 675.
And it looks like going out for Failed Destiny. If you look at him, he's kind of a flex pick, can go for the Mercy, can go for the Reaper, even the Junkrat if you need it. It looks like jumping all the way up to 3. Failed Destiny is definitely nothing to scoff at this point. He can definitely dish it out.
Oh, and he
Being
plays,
in play,
he plays
can
Reaper.
dish it out. And Reaper is
Get this
definitely
guy. Don't sleep on this guy. He plays a DPS character.
if you can play Reaper, you're good.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
all you need.
yeah.
But at this point, if Swift goes for this, he's definitely gonna have a solid team. He's gonna have Marias. He'd have Failed Destiny. What is he gonna? If he really wants this, I'm sure he can go for it. But do you want to bait him, or do you want to, give him this lineup because that's his DPS lineup right there: Failed Destiny and Marias. Oh, looks like it's jumping up to 350. Seeing too much action. It could be a bid war against Jim and Swift, but looks like Jim is starting to concede. And there it goes. Yep. So it looks like AJS0 is going to have himself, Cruisemaster, Marias, and Failed Destiny added to the squad. That is not a bad team copy. If you get put onto that team as the 5th person, you're not, whatever skill level you're at, you're going to be in a good roster.
Swift has 325 remaining for them.
Personally, from everything that I know of these players on Swift's team right now, Swift is definitely doing very well this draft. He has 325 left. He already has some huge threats on his team. He can afford to pick up a cheaper unranked, but he also still has a little bit of cash left to pick up someone who still has some value.
Especially with how much money the rest of these guys have.
All right, going for Albino Joe now. If you've seen it.
Hey, no.
Nothing
Hashtag free Joey. It's at the top right of our stream,
hashtag
folks.
free Joey.
If you haven't seen it, hashtag free Joey.
But if you haven't been watching, he's been playing a lot of Overwatch. He's been really trying in the competitive thing. Although, Joey, I love you. If you really want to easy climb, duo queue. Duo queue with someone, that's the secret.
Hey, yeah, I mean, he can focus on this solely now. He's out of the league thing. Same with me. We can now. You want to get players that are not still in that league. Actually, you want to get players that can devote all their time to Overwatch. And something I was going to bring up earlier, in any Swain Baddy esports league, generally I would think it'd be a good idea to pick up players who just play games a lot. And Albino Joe is the definition of that, right? Someone told me yesterday that he had 800 some ranked games this season or something like that. That's more than I've played over 6 years of playing League of Legends. So he's gonna be on top of his game every week, just warmed up wise.
I mean, he lives with Wang. He's basically inherited Wang's title.
Yeah. So and there's some of these players Blabur is also someone who plays games a lot, and I know he can get really into a competitive game. Chromatic plays a lot of games, so I mean, there's a lot of people that play video games. We all play video games here, so
But 30, is 800 ranked games this season enough to keep him off of the bench, or does he get locked up halfway through the season? How much value do you put into Joey?
I don't know, and as we can see, it's still pretty low.
Question: there's not a pause feature in Overwatch, is there?
There is no.
Nope.
Because how many times did we
There
have
is-
to
there is-
pause
there
last
is-
night
there is.
because Joey's computer died?
That can be but I mean, he has a job. He can fix it, can't he?
I mean, it's been an ongoing thing.
Oh God,
mean,
you're right.
and
No,
that-
that's frustrating. Don't draft this guy. That
Yeah,
I
like-
hate that. Get a computer that works. Oh,
Like, I mean, I know Black Friday is coming up. You can go to Micro Center. You don't live that far. I know where you live. Don't live that far from Micro Center. You can buy yourself a new computer. And it looks like our first lowballing is gonna go to Jimbone with Albino Joe. But the thing is, like, I know he likes to play Hanzo a lot, which can be, someone who can do a lot of impact frags, but same time, I think he's gonna have to stay away from the Hanzo.
I've seen him work on other things recently, especially since he's been getting back into it. I've seen him on stuff other than Hanzo. I mean, Hanzo's only his second preferred hero right here. Diva's his most.
I mean, definitely, I think maybe if once they have the Soldier 76 buffs, he could probably go for Soldier. Maybe if he kind of feels like Hanzo was his thing before, trying to pick up McCree. If you have a good McCree player, I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
And it looks like you're gonna be freeing some Joey 30.
Yep. Hey, it looks like Jimbone's just trying to assemble all the Diva players in the league, which I am all right with.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with the 6-stack free play Diva rush.
I can't watch now.
How many winky faces can you do?
Huh?
You need to watch it now.
I can't. I seriously I can't.
It's so good.
I will. Do you want one?
Yeah.
Really?
And it looks like
The Apple stuff's coming out,
Zed
though.
is going with
Today?
Dano.
Tomorrow?
Starting it off
No,
with
the new Apple stuff.
50
Don't-
cents.
that's not
to
you.
75 cents with
I can't watch it right now. I'm sorry.
Swift, and then up to 1. So now it looks like we have a little bit of a bid war. Slowly but surely.
Dano is the ultimate support player.
Yeah, it looks like his first pick is Lucio, so definitely if he can, Lucio's Zenyatta Mercy, that is not a bad person to pick up. If they know they want to do support, and you want to grab them for support, especially for Lucio players, because Lucio is hard. You have to, yeah, it's pressing one button to time things, but a lot of it is just positioning.
I mean, I raided WoW with this guy, and he played a priest, and he was always saving everyone. He was just pulling them out of the fire everywhere.
Man, it's like healing is in his blood. Maybe he plays a cleric in D&D if he plays D&D. It looks like going up to 125. So I'd say, looking at his stats, looking what he does, he's a level 114, so he's been playing a lot of games. He's definitely a good pickup for 125. Looks like 30 might be.
You have too many
No,
things
man.
to take care of.
The world is at stake.
Yeah.
Or at least, Swift's dynasty is at stake. I don't think you understand.
Yeah.
It looks like, definitely with this Dano pickup, it looks like for 150, that's still not that bad. Even, I'd say going up for 250, that's not that, for how much money people have left, that's not that bad of a pickup. If you don't have a dedicated support player, that's definitely going to be an added. added thing.
I think this was a huge steal. I'm not.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
definitely a big thing going to Swift's team. Like, you should have definitely brought that up to at least 250, I think. Think about it. Like, that's another dedicated support hero. Like, Swift, he knows he can play support if he needs to. He'll play Mercy or Zenyatta or whoever needs to happen. If Dano is gonna play Lucio all day, all game, I mean, they all they need to do is get another tank hero and they're fine. Like that's all they need. And from the looks of it, from what you see, like tanks are in abundance.
It's going to be interesting to see how versatile some players can be. With how many tanks that we have, I think we have a total of about 9 support mains. I haven't even counted all of these tank mains that people are listing. Of course, we discussed this earlier. You know, these are what people think they're good at and what people play a lot. But when we see the more versatile players that have to switch into a new role, I mean, how hard is it to pick up a new role entirely in Overwatch? What do you guys think of that?
It really depends, I think. If you're good at hit scans, like definitely you're gonna be good at other hit scan heroes. But if you're a little lacking in that department, as long as you can find that niche, then I think you're okay. What do you think, 30?
Yeah, it's definitely easier than League of Legends. And conveniently, there's only like 4 main categories for the heroes. I mean, defense heroes. Yeah, I mean it is, it's a category, I guess. But if like the player is really good mechanically, like at FPS, they can play every character in this game without a doubt. This game isn't that complicated. It's really not about mechanics at the end of the day. It's about teamwork. If someone I mean, everyone has their certain play styles, right? Every game that I've ever played, I'm more of a tank or support player, but I could definitely play DPS if it came down to it, type of thing. I think some of these players just prefer playing supports, and so that's what they're going to play.
Now, looking at what was happening in the draft, it looks like Zed was willing to put all his money on the line for Ball of Sexy, and because Tree started it, he was just able to match.
And Trey has the most money, so 450, it's his. Not even a countdown.
Yep, not even a countdown. 450. That's not that bad of a pickup. Like with what he can put out, you put him on some sort of damage dealer, he's bound to get play of the game almost every game. If they win,
was he a Reaper last season?
Yeah, he was a Reaper.
Yeah. It was just jump down 3-4 man ults.
Yep. You get an Ana boost on him, he'll ult, he'll get you that play of the game, and you'll win. No ands, ifs, buts about it. I think even for 450 for your impact fragger, that's a good deal. Swift is on the clock now. Round 4.
Mhm.
Who is he going to try to put on the table?
I think
There were 14 players left, and they're almost all on the bottom half of the ratings.
Yeah, he might not want to go for something he really wants here and just throw something up and let other people fight for it and wait for maybe next round to get another pick he wants. Rikente.
Did you add Ball of Sexy to Tree's list?
Oh, no, thank you. Yep.
Like, going for 50 cents so far, I mean, he can't be that bad of a pickup. It looks like he has Reaper, Mercy, and Roadhog. For his rating, he's sub 2,000, but I mean, if you put him with a good team, and if you look at his lineup so far, it's not like that's gonna be a downfall to you if you put him on someone like Roadhog, who's not gonna die right away. you can land like a few hooks, that's gonna be a big for you. But at the same time, I think, especially for a flex pick, Rikente can definitely, more than likely, can put something out. But
Really?
at this point, I don't know. I've never played with the guy.
Oh no, sorry. I'm not questioning his ability to play. I'm questioning the other owners in this draft and why they're letting Swift get away with. I don't know. Maybe they just don't want him as a player. I have no. I don't know anything about this guy. So
I mean, he's been around the SBL for a long time. He might not have
Has
played
he?
a lot too recently. He was Rikente was part of the group of people that we met Thrifty Senpai through.
Oh.
Guessing. But yeah, so that's our first team with 6 players at least. It looks like, what's gonna happen now? Because Swift
You.
can just ride this out if he wants to grab someone. Oh,
He's
looks
grabbing
like
you.
Utech's on the board.
He's grabbing you by the ball of sexies.
Oh, feels good, man.
Ranked 19 overall. This UTech guy. I would rate it higher than this. I think Swift did some discredit to you, honestly, with this.
Yeah, like,
And it didn't help that I guess you were on the 4th place team, so a lot of your shining moments weren't truly there to shine.
yeah, and I mean, here's the thing: is like I'm not gonna throw anyone on Clown Fiesta Cartel under the bus. I mean, at the end of the day, we lost as a team, but I can definitely say with what I have to offer is I do a lot of research, and I've tried to at least watch as many things about Overwatch as I can.
Watch is pro Overwatch, everybody. Draft this guy. If you watch the professional esport of the game you're playing, you will get better. I guarantee it. So.
Words to live by, right there.
Yeah. Oh.
Dead trying to
Too
snipe in
late.
there.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm going for $2. No, wait. Zed has Zed put down 2.
No, the rule is
On
you gotta get it
stream.
in before the 1.
On stream it
He
has
did.
Zed. On
He
stream
did.
it has Zed after the 1.
Oh, on stream.
Yeah.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
It's showing on me. Wow.
Well, UTech, what matters is you would have gone for $2. At least, minimum.
See, the reason why I just wanted to go for $2.
Alright, think of it this way. You would have gone for half of the remaining money.
Right?
They would have spent 50% of the reserve for you. That's a great stat.
So it looks like me and 30, we're gonna both be on same team.
Yeah, dude, I like our team so far. So
I'm not too. I like where this is going.
yeah, and I mean you play DPS, right? As these
Yep,
McCree Reaver.
DPS.
Oh my god, dude, that's all I asked for when I was talking to people this last week or the week before. Is like, there's short DPS players. There's not many in this league. That's all I asked for is a competent DPS player, so I can do my thing on my tanks.
Hey man, like duo Q, just
Yeah.
I'm on a lot. Like I don't care who I play with. I'll play with people.
All right, you guys need to fill me on it. What, for one, how do you even pronounce this, and 2, who is this guy?
So it looks like Valkyrie. All right, let's
Valkyrior.
Valkyrie.
All right, Valkyrior, jumping up all the way to 150. I think there's definitely some desperation coming out of the players, but the level he's level 198, so he's played a lot of games.
Is that the highest level we have in the league?
Yeah, that is the
Yes.
highest level person we have. And he also has says I spent most of my time fielding in solo queue so I can be flexible. Definitely sounds like a guy who is worth picking up.
Wow, that was very fast.
Let's see. 4 bids total. I mean, some of these people just have to bid once and they're out of money. At that point.
Now, we're at the point where, looking at what's left and what we've drafted already, Zed needs some players.
Yes.
Zed needs some players, and he needs them really badly.
Tried to get one, he was just a little too late last.
He hopefully is thinking about riding the chromatic hype train. But as Cruz was mentioning earlier, I mean, how far is that going to get him? Cruz doesn't think very far.
Yeah, you gotta question Zed's draft strategy at this point, but we'll see. I mean, I think just this last SBL season, there was one drafter who people were like, "Yo, you gotta pick up some players," and he came in through at the end. There were some golden picks still in the bunch here, but I don't know.
Oh, we have our boy Crystallize.
Yeah.
Added an H to your name.
That's not how you spell my name tree, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Oh, that's alright, we're just gonna show that on stream. There is some notes here. A rookie who isn't particularly high level, hard to project much, but he's willing to embrace being a support player that could benefit his chances of being a starter. Is that accurate?
That is accurate. It's actually funny. As I mentioned earlier, I have not played a lot of Overwatch games with anybody in the SBL. In fact, today was the most, and we played for maybe a total of 3 hours. The fact of the matter is no one really has seen me play anything outside of maybe a little bit of CS:GO, and the only one that has that info is Salvo. So could he be relaying that information to Tree? Who knows? Do we have collusion? Who knows? For me personally, I'm someone who I am willing to embrace what is needed. When I was drafted to the team with UTech in League, I was going in as AD carry, and they said, well, you're going to have to back up for Cruz, and you have to play mid. And it's like, oh, well, I guess so.
I think there had to have been some collusion there. There had to have been some internal talks. Because there you go.
Well,
Drafted real quick.
Tree definitely has been talking to Salvo. That's all I can say, but we'll see how it works out for him. $1.50, that's it's better than going for free, like me in the league, SBL.
Yeah.
Now, is Swift actually going to go for someone here, or is he just going to throw someone on the board?
At this point, I think he has to just kind of throw someone out there. He has $1.25 left. He only needs one more spot, which potentially could be his bench. Correct? We don't know what he's really planning, but does he just throw someone out and hope someone spends? I mean, Zed has a lot of money in reserve. Maybe he spends a couple of dollars.
And there it is. That got it. Like, there's not even a question right now.
Yeah, it looks like Zed definitely has, especially with his coffers this late in the game, he can definitely pick up the people who are still ranked, not have to worry about kind of spinning the wheel for the lottery.
Yeah, Swift knows that Tacos is not going to go for $1.25, so he just wants to get that out there. He wants someone to spend a little bit more money, and Zed has the money to spend.
So looking at the last bit of people that we have Last Talon, Galnir, Think Twice, Lou Martyr, Splinter, Muffin, Shoot or Die, Michirugi, and Miracle Man. Out of all these people, I'd definitely say Splinter wouldn't be that bad of a pick. Knowing how much, even though I know he plays a lot of League of Legends, he seems like a person who can pick up a game and just kind of dominate at it right away. Otherwise, Last Talon looks like he's a support player, so if you need that to balance out your team, that's not that bad of a pick either.
It's very hard to say with that, especially with Splinter, because Splinter is really great mechanically, and you would think that that translates over very well. But I mean, what other games does Splinter play? You guys know him much more than I do, or much better than I do.
I'm
Is he a
pretty sure
video
all
gamer?
he plays is League of Legends.
Legends. He played in the
Yeah.
CS:GO League.
He did.
I don't remember how he did.
That could be a problem
He was all right.
if he just
was like
does
very
not play
middle of the pack
FPS.
in Counter Strike, and the middle of the pack in that league was much better than you think.
Lucky for him, Overwatch is a much easier game than Counter-Strike, but we'll have to see how it
Debatable.
goes.
Well, against Counter Strike, yeah, I thought you were talking about League.
No, sorry, yeah, I would say that Overwatch is just an easier game all around.
It's Wes to Jimbone. Times we're gonna see 30 and Wes Wera on the same team.
You know, I have to think one thing though is because Master Splinter usually goes for how high on the SPL? How does he feel getting drafted for 0?
It always feels bad, man.
Yeah. Oh wait, he's like a Bastion one trick, or like he could try.
Oh, it's really good. Oh, with all the Bastion.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
We'll have to
Think-
have,
I don't
we'll have, to
know-
have a team, an internal talk about certain heroes.
I don't know if Wes has played since the end of last season.
yeah, like all right, here. Oh, go ahead.
No, this fuck. Go on.
I was just gonna say, Think Twice is definitely a good person to pick up. I actually have no idea how he's not ranked, but I've played with him. He's still a competent player. Like he's a no means like one of the best, but he's still a competent player, and I would be glad to have him on my team. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Jim. There you go. But definitely Zed flexing his muscles. Showing that he has the money to get the bitches. And it looks like Think Twice goes to Zed, giving him his chromatic blur, tacos, and Think Twice. So that's, I mean, you can still work with it, but I definitely, knowing from what I've heard from Blabur and doing his artwork for the top 15 SBL, Blabur is kind of more of a solo queuer.
Is he
So-
gonna be a Piccolo or a Krillin to Chromatic though? That's the question. If it's unsaid.
That really is going to be the big question. I think
would-
if they practice enough, it'll be good.
I would really like to give Lab the benefit of the doubt and give him at least a Piccolo. I don't think that Zed has a full team of Krillins and Chromatic, but he definitely is working with a couple.
But if need be, we can start a Krillin own count.
So if you guys were tree, who
But
would
still,
you
at the
go
same
for?
time, like I'll say if Chromatic and Blab can get those impact frags, like they're both impact fraggers. So if they can get those, definitely it'll help. But you might need someone to switch more over into the just general spray and pray. Just try to get them low enough for those impact frags. And it looks like Last Talon going up. One of the highest ranked person we have so far at 2100. think it's gonna go to Zed. Who else really has the money to want to spend on that? It looks like we have Gelnir, and it looks like
Everyone else is unranked.
everyone else.
I mean, Zed's
I don't
last
think
player
you.
is free.
I don't think you marked off Splinter.
Whoever's doing the
Whoever's doing the
Google page.
the Google page.
Yeah, I did.
On the Google page, not the on-stream page.
Yeah, not.
The
Yeah.
Google page. If it's that's not me.
Yeah, that's not you.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing it's Zed
Oh,
or
okay.
Swift.
Don't worry. Okay. Tree AGS.
Yeah, it looks like now it looks like we got the what do we want to call this, like something bin. This is definitely not the bargain bin.
Noted. Well, we'll see. We'll see if it's a bargain bin. But yeah, right now it's looking like one of those really shitty bargain bins you walk to, and you're
Yeah.
like, "What the hell?" And you dig through, and you're like, "Yeah, there's nothing in here."
You know when you like try to look through those like that giant bin of, you know, $20 games, and you're just like, why the fuck would I spend $20 on, you know, this game right here when it's Cabela's like hunting party or something?
Cabela's hunting party. Yeah, you're right. It's totally those games. I'm never gonna play those games.
I had one of those games once.
How was it?
I remember spending a lot of time running around trying to find tracks to find, and then I quit.
Was it worth what you spent on it in the end, Cruz?
I didn't spend anything. It was a Christmas present.
Do you think it was worth the retail value?
I mean, I've spent a lot of quarters on those arcade hunting machines, you know, with those big orange shotgun things. I spent a lot of quarter on those. Those were fun for a little bit of time at a time. But the Cabela's hunting game on the Xbox was not.
So you think you maybe get 1 week of value out of these remaining players, is what you're saying?
If that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be one of those things where, you know, more than likely they're going to be benched. But if, you know, someone else has to, you know, leave, or, you know, some synergy doesn't, you know, happen with the team, they might get put up into starting positions. And, you know, still you have to think, for the people that are still there, you never know. Like, one of these people might just shine. If you look at it, Michirugi, he's only level 6, so he doesn't. It looks like he just kind of signed up, so he might explode. He could be like one of those things where it's just a diamond in the rough.
And then you always have Manlore the Miracle.
He's a miracle work, man. Like, you can't go wrong with him. He's at least gonna bring in the memes. But for Muffin, I haven't seen Muffin play too much, or at least I guess it's probably because I don't have him on my friends list. But you never know. He shows Reaper, Junkrat, Reinhardt, so it looks like he likes to do some damage. Shooter Die, doing Tracer, Reinhardt, Mercy, a little bit of everything. Manlore showing Junkrat, Soldier, May, so he's a little bit of everything. But Mitch might be the last one to be drafted just because he's that much of an enigma.
I mean, there is a very strong potential here that we can see someone, and if they know how to follow directions, if they can listen to, if we have a team that's a great shot caller and they, you know, can follow that and stick with the team and do what they're supposed to do, they could easily be someone. They might not shine, they might not make the play of the game every other game, but they can at least be a valuable asset to their team, and they can be super value bargain bin, really.
Does Tree pick his brother? Go with.
If I know Tree, I don't think he's gonna pick Muffin. Or Willie. I don't know. I don't know if Mitsurugi or Manlore play Overwatch.
Wait, do we have like a couple of extra?
Two
Yes,
people
we
would
have
not
two
be
extras.
drafted. Mitch.
Swift with the muffin chant.
The fan fiction was totally real. It could have happened. It would have been brotherly love. You know what? Tree, that's not very nice to your brother. Like, seriously. The guy's getting married soon. You know, he's got his career ahead of him. You know, what could go wrong? I mean, I think Muffins, we're definitely going to have to bring Muffin in to at least one of every game.
All right.
So,
That's it.
yeah, that's it. That's the draft. So, looking at the team comps, what do we have? We have Swift with Marias, Cruisemaster, Failed Destiny, Dano, Rikente, Lou Martyr, using up all his money. Jimbone with 30, T-Mick, Albino Joe, Utech, Splinter, and Galnir. Has 25 cents left. Zedicus with Chromatic, Blabur, Tacos Go Boom, Think Twice, Last Talent, and Shoot or Die. And then Tree with Salvo, TK Thrifty, Ball of Sexy, Valkyor, Crystallize, and Mitsurugi. Like, what do you guys, looking at these team comps, like, who do you guys think has the advantage?
My team, obviously.
I think Swift did really well here. I think he really kind of controlled the draft the way that he wanted it. He didn't really spend too much on anybody, and that really concerns me with Zed, because the more that you think about it, can Chromatic carry will be the question that is asked throughout the entire season.
Yeah, I think it will, and I'd agree. Yeah, Swift did a really good job here. And the thing is, it's all of these players. I feel like they actually have very similar personalities, very like relaxed, very calm. There's not anyone that like stands out. I don't think personality wise. I don't actually know Rikente or Lumarder, but as far as the other people go, I think this team gels together. But also the skill sets are really balanced there. However, Tree potentially has some breakout players. This Valkyr guy, he went pretty fast, and you guys are talking about he has like the highest level, right, in the league.
He's
Yeah.
almost to 2 stars.
Yeah, so I mean, this guy might be sleeper OP. We already know Ball Sexy can perform. TK Thrifty, I think he's a great May player. May right now is extremely relevant on a lot of maps, and Salvo can do his hard carry things on Reinhardt. So Tree and Salvo, at a glance, I think everybody could say they did a really good job. But I think the two middle teams here are the ones you really need to watch out for. Yeah.
Zed's team has 2 May players.
Yeah. Which team?
Zed and Blab both play May.
Okay, that's over. This team's going nowhere. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm so sorry, Mike, dude. You got stuck with 2 May players.
I think I will give Swift, some props. Definitely with Marias and Failed Destiny. I definitely think Jim, not to toot our own horns, 30, but I think Jim did a good job picking up you, me, and T-Mick, and the rest, of course. But and also hashtag free Joey. But definitely with that, we're gonna be able to definitely synergize. We're gonna be able to play that macro game. I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something. Yeah, especially between you and me, I think we can really show some teams some innovative strategies. Same with Chromatic though. He watches Pro Overwatch as well, so he'll have his team will definitely have some cool strats as well.
The thing that I will say about Chromatic from the very short time that I have played with him earlier today is he has a laid back attitude, but he also he's not too relaxed. He has a positive attitude, and he can definitely control and really teach some of these we'll just call them for now lesser players, and maybe he can mold some diamonds.
Yeah, that's I totally agree with that sentiment.
All right, now here we've been talking a lot of good. Now let's go with the bad, especially like who do you think was overpaid for?
Well, we know Cruz's answer.
Do we?
What is it himself or what is
I
what
don't
is
know
your
what you're trying to
answer?
get at.
Cruz, well, we know that Cruz thinks the chromatic was a little bit overpaid for and overhyped.
Oh yeah, he went over $10.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like that was the very first round, and I still people don't know exactly who they're getting in with, and I think they paid the double digits for for some consistency.
So honestly, I don't know anyone was overpaid. Everything looks pretty reasonable. I think
I
the
mean,
season's gonna come down to who was the best steal, and
yeah.
I couldn't even tell you right now because there's some players I don't even know in real life, let alone I don't know how they play Overwatch. So I'm very excited to see after week 1 how or who can really step up to the plate here.
I think
Oh.
I think all the prices are understandable, maybe not reasonable. Like I can understand why people paid $10+ for chromatic and 30. Whether or not it's logical is
Right. Yeah. Okay. I'll give you that one. That's true.
understandable, not reasonable.
I mean, there might also be the psychological factor of saying, "Hey, you're $10. You have to perform well."
If you don't get the 50% of the team's damage card at the end of the game, you're not doing your job.
Oh fuck. So oh man, Chromatic's even got it. He's got to get a little bit above that. That's gonna be hard on Widowmaker. We'll see if he can.
Well, I mean, they
Do
did have
that.
the Widow buffs, so I mean, 0.3 seconds to that zoom in time.
Yeah, no, he actually said his Widow's feeling really good right now.
Oh yeah, no, like the buff definitely. You see a
Yeah.
lot more people playing Widow, and I mean, I hate it, but at the same time, it feels good.
If we have chromatic as a widow, I don't really think that we have any other widows to really counter him, and that could be a very very big problem.
There someone on our team Cruz played Widow. Was it Marias?
Yes, it was Marias.
Yeah, Marias. He liked to break it out on certain maps in certain situations.
He's very hesitant.
Yeah, and he was like,
Hesitant
"Yeah,
to
I don't feel good about it right now." And we're like, "Why not? Give it a shot." And he usually performed pretty well on it, and he knows
Like-
when to stop. He knows when he's not feeling it and to
Like
give
after
up.
the game, there was several people that were like, "You are a fucking terror!" Like afraid to peek my head around that corner.
All right, now here's one hero that I feel no one had on their sheet as listed characters, but Winston. Winston can be a huge game changer, especially with his ability to just
Splinter
make
has
space.
Winston.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, we got the monkey
Fuck yeah,
player.
Splinter. We need Harambe in our lives.
And I believe any team that has Swift on it will also be a monkey team.
Definitely, if you can learn like the different kind of team compositions to kind of get around the poke of the choke, you're gonna one upping your game like that, especially performing as a 6-stack, because a lot of these people aren't nor used to 6-stacks, and that's just because not everyone's always on. There's the SBL going on. People like to play different games, lives, blah blah blah. But definitely with these teams happening, people are going to get better, and I can't wait to see the tournament at the end of the day.
Yep.
So with that, unless you guys have any more closing arguments.
No, I'm good.
Nope. All right.
I
with
think
that,
that's it.
we have Cruz, Crystallized 30, and myself, UTech. We're signing off, and we'll see you next week or whenever the first game of the BOWL starts. See you around, guys.
Ciao.